For years, every time Offset's name surfaced in another cheating scandal, one rumor refused to die.
I mean, speaking of rappers and other people's girls,
Yeah.
you actually put out that Offset, Krishan, Ari Fletcher,
What's up, man?
Saweetie, 10 bitches from Starlet.
And no matter how many times it was denied, it always circled back to one name, Saweetie. The internet ran with it, blogs amplified it, timelines exploded, comment sections turned into courtrooms. According to the narrative, Saweetie had crossed an unthinkable line with Offset, the husband of Cardi B.
I mean, speaking of rappers and other people's girls,
Yeah.
you actually put out that Offset, Krishan, Ari Fletcher,
What's up, man?
Saweetie, 10 bitches from Starlet.
But here is the part most people conveniently ignore. No proof was ever shown. Offset denied it. Cardi denied it. Saweetie never confirmed anything. And yet, the story refused to die. The rumor that wouldn't stay buried. The accusations did not appear overnight. They were layered over years, each wave adding more speculation than substance. It began publicly in August 2022. A random Twitter user, during a heated exchange about unrelated legal drama, accused Offset of sleeping with Saweetie. It was thrown into the conversation almost casually, as if stating something everyone already knew.
And he said there's 2 more names that I don't even want to mention. When I heard those names, I was flabbergasted. So, in our usual fashion,
Yeah.
you know how you and I rock,
Yeah.
I want you to tell me those 2 names.
Cardi responded immediately. She called it a lie. She pointed out that no blogs had reported it, no sources had confirmed it, no receipts existed. She accused the user of dragging female rappers into fabricated stories for attention. For a moment, it seemed settled, but the internet rarely lets drama rest. Messy and the Migos fracture. 2 months later, October 2022, Quavo and Takeoff released Messy from their project Only Build for Infinity Links. In the song, Quavo rapped cryptic bars about someone close to him being intimate with his ex behind his back. That was all it took.
I just thought everybody, I'm like, yo, I thought everybody knew this. So when I said it, I didn't know all these like female pages were like, what? I'm like, oh.
Fans filled in the blanks. Offset was the betrayer. Saweetie was the ex. The breakup of Migos was no longer business, it was betrayal. The truth? No one involved confirmed that interpretation, but it was dramatic, and drama spreads faster than fact. The Migos weren't just collaborators, they were family. Quavo was Takeoff's uncle, Offset was their cousin. Their bond wasn't contractual, it was blood. So when the group fractured in May 2022...
So I broke some news, I guess.
2 names.
Fans demanded an explanation big enough to justify the collapse, and the rumor fit too perfectly. The gossip machine escalated. By 2025, the story had mutated into something much larger.
There were business people that were plotting on you both.
For sure.
Yeah, and they were creating you guys, stopping you guys from being strong so that y'all couldn't go together again.
DJ Akademiks mentioned Saweetie during a widely watched interview while discussing alleged women Offset had been with during his marriage. He later described being surprised by how intensely the reaction exploded. Then came 6ix9ine, publicly repeating the accusation and tying it to the Migos split. Then YG referenced the situation in a freestyle.
Be seeing headlines and we men, so we don't play those games. We don't even know how to do that. And so it's just like, that was a weird.
And finally, on Valentine's Day 2026, a fan account posted a photo claiming Offset and Saweetie had gone public. The photo went viral, nearly 2 million views. But the photo wasn't of Saweetie. It was Cardi B and Offset from Valentine's Day 2022, during a lavish surprise Offset arranged with thousands of roses, Chanel bags, and a $75,000 watch.
I had that, some responsibility was on me, because what if I didn't go solo? What if I just thugged it out with the business?
The people were misidentified. The story was fabricated. But by the time corrections surfaced, millions had already seen the lie. That is how modern rumor works. Speed first, truth later. What Offset said. In a sit-down interview with Keke Palmer, Offset addressed the fracture within Migos directly. He pointed to business disputes, label politics, financial disagreements, industry manipulation, the same forces that have dismantled countless rap groups before them. He described the Saweetie allegation as a distraction, a convenient narrative that redirected attention away from complex structural issues.
I mean, maybe we wouldn't even been right there or in that place because I just know how we move when I'm around a little bit. Like, it's just, I could read the room a little bit more, see, hey, this ain't the play. We need to get up out of here.
As men navigating fame, family, and public scrutiny, he admitted they were unprepared for how quickly a story could spiral beyond their control. And then, something deeper surfaced. The weight of takeoff. In November 2022, tragedy struck. Takeoff was shot and killed at a Houston bowling alley. He was 28. His death had nothing to do with internal group drama, but it froze the fracture in time.
That's gonna say it. And then I wasn't there, so it's like not having control or something like that, so close.
Offset later revealed he carried guilt, wondering if things would have unfolded differently had the group remained unified. He described himself as the one who read rooms, who sensed danger, who knew when to leave. Without him there that night, he wondered if something might have changed. While the internet debated gossip, he was grieving. The public saw scandal. He was carrying survivor's guilt. That is a different kind of burden entirely.
Do we have audio of her on the phone? Yeah. Wait.
I definitely ran into somebody. You know.
Cardi B's silence. Cardi's handling of the situation has been remarkably consistent. She never named Saweetie directly, she never dropped a diss track aimed at her, she never posted explicit accusations. On the Jason Lee Show in 2023, she explained her silence. Responding publicly would only fuel the fire.
Play that. But I'll call you later because I'm on live. I'll tell you all the tea on.
Staying quiet would also be interpreted as confirmation. It was a lose-lose equation. Later interviews hinted at betrayal by women she had supported, but again, no names. Fans projected meaning onto lyrics, onto timing, onto subtweets.
Yeah, her fans started speculating who she was talking about, and they was assuming that she was talking about.
But projection is not proof. The Vanity Fair chapter. In March 2024, both Cardi B and Saweetie attended the Vanity Fair Oscars afterparty. Cardi went live afterward and casually mentioned running into somebody. That was it. No name, no confrontation confirmed. Around the same time, Saweetie tweeted about minding her business. Fans connected dots that may not have existed. Reports claimed Cardi yelled at Saweetie. Another artist publicly denied it happened at all. The pattern repeated. Ambiguity, projection, amplification, correction, too late. The truth behind the noise. The full list of public claims spans years. A tweeter accusation, a cryptic rap lyric, an interview comment, a freestyle diss, a misidentified viral photo, fan speculation, timelines filling in blanks. Not one came with evidence. Yet all three artists were forced to respond in some way, through denial, silence, or careful wording.
Had tweeted, I'm really just a bad bitch that mind her business. If you don't like me, that's on you and your mouth.
The reason the story survived wasn't proof. It was narrative power. It was dramatic. It involved family. It involved betrayal. It explained a breakup people couldn't emotionally accept. And sometimes when the truth is complicated, contracts, money, politics, people prefer a simpler villain. The bigger picture.
But the insider explained Cardi saw Saweetie and supposedly she went over to her and started yelling in her face, "What you gotta say now?" or something like that.
See, they be mathing the math.
The Migos fracture was about business. Offset and Cardi's marriage was about personal growth and private struggles. Saweetie moved forward with her career and kept her posture of detachment. But the internet chose a storyline that felt cinematic. Betrayal sells. Business disputes do not. Grief is quiet. Gossip is loud. And somewhere in between those two realities, three artists had to navigate public perception while processing private pain. In the end, this saga says more about the culture of speculation than it does about any confirmed act, because sometimes the loudest story is simply the one people want to believe. No shade, no visible tension, just a compliment delivered with a calm smile. When Saweetie was asked about Cardi B at the Ebony Power 100 Gala, she didn't hesitate. She described Cardi as sweet and down-to-earth. No sarcasm, no coded message, no performance.
Then Ken Barbie, who's another artist, quickly shut that rumor down, claiming that Cardi never even spoke to the girl.
See, math don't be mathing now.
That's what I'm telling you.
Whether that moment reflected genuine warmth or strategic neutrality, it stood in sharp contrast to the war fans had been waging online for years on both of their behalf. Because if you asked the internet, these two women were enemies. If you asked the women themselves, there was never a confirmed feud. Lukewarm, not hostile. Industry insiders have described their dynamic as lukewarm at best, not hostile, not friendly, simply distant. They have shared award show spaces, they have nodded across rooms. In 2021, Saweetie confirmed that their teams had even discussed collaborating musically.
What is one thing we don't know about Cardi? She's a really sweet and down-to-earth girl.
Waiting for the right record. That record never came, but neither did the explosive rivalry fans kept insisting existed. Offset's sister, Hennessy Carolina, publicly shut down feud rumors early on, calling them unfounded.
True to you and Saweetie?
No, man. It was a rumor, man. And I feel like it was something deeper than that for the split of me and bro.
And long before the allegations involving Offset gained traction, Saweetie addressed speculation directly on The Breakfast Club, making it clear there was no beef between her and Cardi. She spoke about mutual respect, shared professional spaces, the possibility of collaboration. That moment never arrived. And as the allegations involving Offset intensified,
I want to touch on, but it's something deeper than that. I think that was just like that was a thing that was a bug that I heard. I think people was trying to tear my situation down in that situation.
Whatever slim possibility of a future partnership quietly evaporated, not because either woman attacked the other, but because the internet had already written a script neither of them could outrun.
Model Summer Bunny publicly apologized in 2018. Cardi announced splits. Offset interrupted her Rolling Loud performance with flowers, begging forgiveness. They reconciled. They split again and again. By the time the Saweetie rumor surfaced, the public reaction wasn't shock, it was resignation. When someone said, Offset cheated again, people believed it because history suggested he might have. That's the environment in which the allegation thrived. Accountability without confirmation. In his sit-down interview with Keke Palmer, Offset did something different. He accepted responsibility, not vaguely, not defensively, calmly.
When she left, I had to take that on the chin because, like, I could have been we got so much our kids to live for. I was being selfish.
He admitted he had been selfish. He admitted he failed as a husband. He admitted he disrespected Cardi. He acknowledged that his children, Culture, Wave, and Blossom, deserved better. He did not minimize it. He did not shift blame. He did not pivot to internet rumors. But when it came to the specific Saweetie claim, he denied it directly. That distinction matters, because in a culture where all accusations blend together, what someone actually did and what people assumed they did often become indistinguishable. Offset owned his infidelity. He denied that particular story, and those are two separate things.
As a man, I'm a grown man, you know what I mean? I can say that.
The weight of public scrutiny. Offset also spoke about something less sensational, but equally real, the erosion caused by public judgment, the headlines, the memes, the constant commentary. He described trying to stay silent, trying to let things pass, until eventually the pressure became overwhelming. Anyone who has watched their life become public property can recognize that slow breaking point, when silence feels like surrender and reaction feels like weakness.
There wasn't so much internet stuff going on. I done got out of pocket a couple times because, bro, you feel like you're getting bullied. Like, I used to never say nothing.
Radio hosts who discussed the interview noted something unusual about it. This didn't sound like damage control. It sounded like reflection. One host observed that Offset seemed exhausted by the public narrative reducing his entire marriage to scandal, erasing the music, the partnership, the family they built. Another pointed out the harsh lesson underneath it all. Too many men realize what they've lost only after it's gone. And when a woman reaches the point of being truly done, no grand gesture can reverse it. Cardi moves on. Complications follow. By late 2024, Cardi appeared ready to turn the page. She began dating NFL wide receiver Stephon Diggs. What followed was a fast-moving chapter that unfolded under intense scrutiny. Sightings, courtside appearances, Instagram official posts, a pregnancy announcement, a son born in November 2025. For a moment, stability seemed possible. Then came early 2026. Unfollows, split reports, sources suggesting unresolved emotional ties.
Complicating everything, Cardi had reportedly not finalized her divorce from Offset. Legally, she remained married throughout her relationship with Diggs. That legal detail fueled new waves of speculation, cryptic social media posts, reconciliation theories, more content. And through it all, the Saweetie rumor kept resurfacing like unfinished business. Lyrics, interpretations, and silence. When Cardi released Am I the Drama in September 2025, fans dissected every line, references to icy aesthetics, mentions of betrayal by women she supported. No names were spoken, but the internet filled them in anyway. Meanwhile, Saweetie remained largely silent. She did not respond to the album. She did not address the cheating allegation directly. She did not engage with commentators like DJ Akademiks or rappers like 6ix9ine who invoked her name in their own narratives. Her public posture was simple, minding her business. And when asked directly about Cardi, she offered kindness, not retaliation. Where things stand. As of early 2026, Cardi is single, legally still married, raising 4 children, and navigating life after another public breakup. Offset is single, openly reflective, still denying the Saweetie allegation while accepting responsibility for his broader mistakes. Saweetie is single, focused on her career, and refusing to participate in a story she never confirmed. The central accusation connecting all three has never been proven, but it has generated millions of views, endless commentary, dislines, fan edits, and think pieces. Because the internet does not require proof, it requires proximity, timing, names, and once a narrative forms, it can become stronger than fact. The real answer. Did Cardi B slam Saweetie for stealing Offset? Based on every verified public source, no. But the story that made millions believe she did is far more layered, built on history, projection, business fractures, unresolved marriages, and a culture that prefers scandal over nuance. And sometimes the most powerful rumor isn't the one confirmed, it's the one that feels believable enough to survive. Thank you for watching. If this breakdown gave you clarity, click one of the videos on your screen to dive deeper into the stories shaping hip-hop culture today.